Today I'm going to share with you a simple, relaxing and low pressure way to make art. Hi there, I'm Janine, I'm an artist and I share my creative journey on this channel. Every now and then I feel pulled to experiment with watercolour again. They are easier to set up and less messy than acrylics, so watercolours are great for when you just want to do something artistic but not get everything out. Because I always love mixing media, I'm also using coloured pencils with my watercolours today. I've picked a few different colours that spoke to me in the moment, and the different brands. I've got two Schmicke Horadam. It's Indian red and green earth, which is very transparent. Then I've got buff titanium by Daniel Smith, and three Winsor Newton ones, which are rose dore, naples yellow deep, and indigo. And then because I love mixed media, I've also gotten out these pencils that I haven't used a lot yet, but they feel very nice. They're really heavy actually. These are the Cretacolor. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Aquamonolith. I don't think these have colours on them. Oh no, they do. Indian red, olive brown, tan dark. This is very pink though, and chromium yellow. And I've purposely picked some brushes that aren't your typical watercolor brushes. This is a very cheap, bristly, flat brush, a oval wash brush that holds quite a lot of water, and this long-handled Liquitex Basics one that I really like. It's 1.5 inch and it's just a flat brush. It's actually for acrylics, but I like using unusual tools. And then I've got this Princeton Catalyst mini blade. So I like to start by just squashing paint on the page directly. These are, by the way, these are the art creation sketchbooks by Royal Talons. I like going over 2 pages. I just want to keep these fairly minimal. Might add some more colour straight away. Let's get some of this buff titanium. And just a touch of yellow. And then I'm going on with the oval wash brush. Quite a bit of water. I'm only touching it very lightly first. Then I'm moving the paint around a little bit more. Let's use one of these. I always really like how drawing tools like this behave differently on wet surfaces and on dry surfaces, and how they drag the colour out as well. I might even leave this like that. I like that there's lots of dark blobs still that I haven't done a lot with. This video is kindly sponsored by Skillshare. I'm a bit rusty using my watercolours, and Skillshare is a great place to brush up on those techniques I've forgotten about and to learn some new tips. In fact, when I first got back into making art, Skillshare really helped me up my creative skills. I started with painting classes and then I went on to level up my business skills too. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives. They have thousands of classes led by industry experts across painting, design, marketing and business, social media, productivity, you name it. Skillshare can help you take your career and passions to the next level. At the moment, I'm loving Olma Wynn's class on simple watercolour sunsets. Olma is just a delightful teacher, and she explains everything super simple and step by step. This class is more abstract, but I've also taken some of her fun representational classes in the past. You get to work on a project for each class, so you can implement your skills right away, and you can get personalised feedback from the tutor on your creations. You've heard me bang on about seeing painting as a process rather than focusing on the outcome. Creativity is a practice. The same way we see our health and wellness as a practice, consider seeing your creative journey this way too. And Skillshare can really help you continually build your craft and get better at the things you love. If there is a skill you've been meaning to learn, I bet Skillshare has a class on that. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. I'm just going to use whatever's left over on this brush. And then I'll go in with this yellow. Just colouring in this little empty bit. I might do some of that up here as well. I really like this actually. They really give off a lot of pigment. And then I'll add some yellow watercolour. And a little bit of the green earth. And then I'll use this bristly brush. Take some more of the green. Straight from the tube. And I think it needs something dark and punchy, like a bit of this. That's quite unusual compared to what I usually do, and I like that. I like that it's different.
If you like this video, consider subscribing.
Because especially when I do stuff in my sketchbook, it tends to kind of look the same. So I'm always excited when I discovered something new that I can do. Try and layer these pencils. That yellow is really punchy, whereas this one is not as strong as I thought it would be. Let's use the large one here. I've also got some leftover watercolor paint in here. I don't actually know what that is. It's a mixture of a few things. Maybe a bit more yellow. I like doing these more experimental sketchbook sessions when I've finished, or when I'm in between series, when I've just finished one and haven't started a new series yet, and that often draws my attention to things that I might want to include in my new series. I really like this effect here. Get some of this pink. This one doesn't have as much contrast as the others, so I'm not very into this one. Let's see if we can add some more contrast. Now it's getting more punchy. Just finding bits that are already a little bit darker and making them even darker. Also keen on this one. This, of course, isn't dry yet. Let's do one more. I really enjoyed starting with the paint squeezed from the tube. I don't think we've used this one yet. Bit of the green again. And I really enjoyed scraping it. I will add a bit of water here. Some very Christmassy colours. This looks too Christmassy for me. Let's add some of the Indian red. I think what this needs is yellow. Let's try the scraping again and see if we can create a bit of space. Let's see if we can get rid of the green. I think I want to either keep the green or the red, but it's all red, so it's easier to get rid of the green. Let's add a bit of this buff titanium, which actually almost looks like the green with the red together, because it's quite a neutral colour. The buff titanium looks much darker than I remember it. I thought it was just off-white, but it's actually quite a darkish neutral. Not dark, just it's not white. There is something about it that I like, but overall I'm not too keen on it. I do like the first two that I did. This one and this one. I think just because they're a lot simpler. But there is something about this that I like. So maybe in the future I'll look back at it and it'll be really inspiring.
I always forget how much fun it is to just play in my sketchbooks a little. Do you use watercolours in your art practice? Let me know in the comments. If you want some more ideas on what to do in your sketchbook, click the link to the video in the description box. Thanks and bye bye.